This was never supposed to go this far. It was supposed to be 4 months and done. What started as a simple immersion build has turned into something else entirely. Every wire, every panel, every decision chasing one thing: reality. Not good enough, not close, undeniable. But building something like this comes with a cost. Time, money, mistakes. It all starts to add up. But can you really put a price on perfection? I think not. This is Cupcar 2.0. So I started this build 8 months ago with a timeline of 4 months. Obviously, I've already doubled that, but at the end of the day, my ultimate goal is to make the most immersive sim rig using that cockpit right there. And what I've come to realize is, I don't care how long it takes. I just want it to be exactly right. And that's not about time or bragging rights or clout or anything like that. What I'm really focused on is pushing myself to see what I can actually achieve, and at the same time being able to deliver some really good 3D print designs that you guys can actually use on your rig. So in this video, I want to blend some past and some future to give you guys a little bit of an idea of where my head's at and where I want this rig to go as I start to think about rebuilding a lot of the parts of it just to get it where I feel like it should be. So let's get into it. So before I get into talking about the cockpit and all the things I want to do with it, I want to take a minute to talk about the wheel, because I feel like that's kind of like the face of the immersion on the rig. And if the wheel doesn't match the real car, then nothing else is going to feel quite right. So for the last 8 months, I've been using the Simline GT3 R wheel. And truly, it is a beautifully crafted wheel. Real carbon fiber parts, real metal wheel. Like, overall, this thing is solid. And I love the design of it. It feels very race car. But a couple problems with it. First off, it's a GT3R wheel, not a Cupcar wheel. And even at that, it's an outdated GT3R wheel. It doesn't even match what the current one is. So in the beginning of this build, I originally planned on having the GT3R wheel and then building my own 992 wheel. So this is about as far as I got with the 992 wheel. I had some electronic issues, and then now the 992.2s come out, and along with that, a new VPG wheel to match it. So in honor of the fact that I'm literally trying to replicate a Cupcar, I thought it was only fitting that I buy the actual wheel that's made in the factory where the Cupcar wheel is made. So I have ordered it. It's on its way here, or will be shipped out soon. And we will officially have the 992.2 racing wheel on the Cupcar. Now, immediately after finishing the Sabelt cockpit, I went to work on building the dash for the rig. And the thing with the dash is, in POV videos, it actually blends pretty well. You really can't tell necessarily where the screens start and end, and I think it actually worked out fairly decent. But in reality, it's not as fully immersive as I want it to be. I'd rather have the whole thing fully enclosed. And that's where, like, one of the biggest challenges I'm going to face is figuring out how to properly design the dash, because compared to everything else I've designed, the upper half with the enclosure and everything is so much more complex, from just trying to get the measurements right, the design right. And it may literally come down to a full redesign top to bottom of the dash. But if that's what it's going to take to get this thing to look exactly the way I want it to, then that's what I'm going to do. Now let's talk about the center console. For those of you that have been following the Cupcar 2.0 project, you might have seen an update 2 or 3 weeks ago on the console build. At that time, I was still trying to get some of the details right. I had clips that were failing, the prints were a little bit complex, and I just didn't feel like it was ready to share. Since then, I've made some decent progress on the main section of the console, and I've been able to get those files shared via member-only post here on the channel. I will tell you guys, the current cup holder that's available on there does not match the one you guys are seeing in this video. I'm still working on refining a different version of it. I don't know where that's going to go yet, but there is a version of the cup holder available right now. Then down below at the armrest, I think I've got the armrest dialed in. I was able to get hinges on it. I've got the storage compartment built. Overall, it feels pretty functional, and I should be able to upload those files in the next few days. Then a little further up, you guys can see I've been working on getting the electronics functional and getting everything working right. I've also added an extension to the dash and a switch panel that I'm hoping will control the fans in the future. Now, you guys know I'm always redesigning and rethinking things, so this probably isn't the final center console that'll end up on the Cupcar build. But for right now, it's pretty functional, it looks decent, and I'm far more concerned about the dash than I am the center console. So my main focus is going to be redesigning that before I get into reworking anything else with the center console at all. So one of the things I've talked about a bit in this video is the delays that have come along with this build. And keeping with that trend, I started this video about a week ago. Everything you guys have watched up to now is stuff that I filmed and put together a week ago. Then I took a break expecting to come back to it. I was going to come back later that day, finish up the video, get it uploaded and shared. Well, there was other plans for me apparently because I ended up in the hospital. I've had emergency surgery. I can't even climb into my rig right now, which kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to racing the full second season in the Cupcar 2.0 rig. But I guess I'll be jumping in where I can, and I'll look forward to racing the full third season. Now, as far as content goes and building the rig, it's probably going to be a few weeks before I can actually do any work on it. So I'm going to be really focused on just designing and printing and building the new dash, maybe even redoing the center console. I have some downtime to really focus on those redesigns. But as far as actually being able to race, I think I'm a few weeks out before that's really even a feasible idea that I could be able to do it. And I don't even know at that point. Like, I know within the next month I should be able to. But yeah, so falling right in line with all the other delays, that's what happened. And I still wanted to come up here and take a minute to just finish giving you guys all the updates that I had planned. And really the biggest thing that I had left to talk about is the enclosure. So as you guys know, when I started working on this enclosure, I bought a few pieces of 2-inch insulation foam and basically carved out a roof from that foam. I used some laminate wrap over the top of it to make it look decent on the top, and then wrap the bottom in a faux Alcantara. And I think it came out really good. There's a lot of features and functions I like about it, and I think it feels really natural inside. I know technically it should be bare metal in the Cupcar rig, but trying to replicate that would have been a little difficult, and it's something that I'm still considering trying, but probably not on this build specifically. As far as the rest of the enclosure, obviously the passenger side, I've upgraded from just a flat piece of wood to actually replicating the floorboard of a Cupcar just to try to get it to look more natural. And then for the passenger side enclosure, just taking that same 2-inch insulation foam and wrapping it around that floorboard. That part is probably the first part that I could say really, I'm not really digging it. I feel like I might need to actually 3D print the entire passenger side, maybe the door and everything, and kind of build that up, because I think it could look more natural and I would like just a little more flow from it. So that's one thing that I'm tossing around. Then that same 2-inch insulation foam is used as the door for the driver's side right now, just as a filler. My ultimate goal is to 3D print the entire door just to make it more functional, because I would like to have my keyboard hidden inside of it. So I have like a little drop down door to use my keyboard and just have it work just a little better. So those are some of the things I'm tossing around right now with it. And ultimately, I'm also debating whether to enclose the backside of it so that it feels like if I've got a front facing camera, everything behind me is enclosed and I'm just fully inside of the rig. Obviously heat's going to be an issue in that situation, so just looking at the best ways to approach it. Also might consider putting a fourth monitor back there and making a rear view back there, just because I think that would be super cool to be able to have a camera shooting and see what's going on behind me. So that's where I'm at with those ideas for right now. I just wanted to give you guys these updates and kind of show you the process I'm going through and how I'm going to level this thing up, because I don't feel like it's quite hitting all the things that I want it to right now. I think getting the center console and the dash dialed in will be the biggest two things. Obviously adding the VPG wheel will be huge, but there's still definitely a lot of work to perfect in this rig, and I'm looking forward to seeing it done exactly right. I also have some other talks that are taking place on some other upgrades that may happen to the rig that I think would be really cool. I'll update you guys on those as soon as they're more finalized, if they do become finalized. And in the meantime, if you guys aren't already following the build, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. And hopefully I'll see you guys out on the track soon.